So here we go again. Yesterday, doing some streaming. We were doing some rep grinding for Xiaohao, which is awful. But, you know, we've got 15% extra rep because of the WoW anniversary, what you call it. So I will be damned if I don't do this while this is going on. And I should have a banner of cooperation, but I don't have it. Wait, what's that? Battle Standard of Coordination. That's what it is. All right, cool. I do have one. Fantastic. We'll put that right there. We'll grab our daily quest here from Emp Shao. And off we go. Hopefully we'll have a Hulan spawn. That'd be fine. Hopefully someone's not up there already killing everything, because that's annoying due to respawn times. At 2,500, so that's good. I'm about a quarter of the way in, more or less. I'm okay with that. I think I have the pet already from that, so we're going to ignore that. Unless someone's already... Yeah, okay. I don't have a rainstone. I should go kill him. I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, respawn timers sucks if someone's up to killing. Yeah, you know, normal stuff. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Not so much. Those are the pro roll strats, by the way. You angle yourself up so you launch yourself out of the water like a cannonball. As far as WoW, we're basically on a holding pattern until Shadowlands, which is why I'm doing fun stuff like rep grinding. Everyone's favorite thing to do in WoW, really. I mean, whatever, you're always pushing buttons in the same way, right? The only real difference is, well, in the content, which I suppose makes all the difference. I'm not sure what my point was. So you can grind on all these guys if you want, which is what you had to do when MoP was live, because you couldn't solo the ones up top where I'm going. And you could hardly solo some of these elites. The problem with that is a lot of them give like 5 rep, which is just awful. The ones we're going to be killing are going to be about 25 to 30 with rep buff, a little bit more with standard. The unfortunate thing about the standard, so because of the respawn timers on this, you can drop the standard, you clear out the tower temple we're going to, and then you have to wait. What I normally do is I clear out the temple, and then I go around the other side, clear out the path, and then the I guess it'd be the west side of the temple here. There's some guys, and normally kill them. And then by the time I go back, you respawn. They still haven't respawned in the main temple, but it also is better than just sitting there forever. Well, the problem if you're using the battle standard is it despawns if you go too far away from it. I think it's 100 yards. I think it's the range of the battle standard. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but I'm not. I don't think it'll help as much as I originally thought it would. So if you don't know, it's Timeless Island. The only way to get over here is to finish the legendary Cloak Miss Pandaria questline, or I think you can do it with engineering gadgets and stuff. Doesn't matter because I got the cloak, so that's what happens. So someone's here because there's normally 2 fire guys right here. And there's... Oh, no. Yeah, there's someone in here. So we'll see. Or maybe just... Oh, yep, there he is right there. Let's see if he would like to group up. He does not. So, great. Now we get to fight for spawns. Makes sense. I mean, why would you want to group up? Like, I don't think it affects the rep you get. What a goofy thing to do. I really dislike doing this on my monk. It'd be infinitely easier as a druid You don't even have to have Boomkin as your spec. You could just be a regular old druid running around travel form and then moon firing everything, and then you're good to go. But instead, I gotta run around like a asshole here and spinning crane kick things and kick them in the face, which is fine. Except if someone else is here, like that dude was, it's gonna be harder to. I'm gonna have to fight for spawn, which is no good. Oh, inventory's full. Of course it is, because I mean, look at all this bullshit. I got like 84 Azerite pieces. I don't even know why. I mean, I do know why. One for every spec, but I haven't raided since like a month after 8.2 launched. So let's see if he does what. Okay, so maybe he just came in there and I don't know. Maybe he's confused. So yeah, you clear out that temple. You come over here. I hate how long it takes Crackling Jade to kill something. I'm level 120. I should just be able to ping it like that. Kill all these guys, and I should be looting because I do need enough timeless coins to get the heavenly dragon mount once I'm exalted with Emperor Xiaohao. I've got 82,000. I'm probably. I feel like it might be close. People always say that. I mean, in like on Wowhead and stuff, people are always like, "Oh no, you'll have way more than 100,000 coins by the time you hit exalted." Well, maybe that's true. I don't know. I have like 18,000 more coins, right? And I, you know, only have 18,000 more rep, and now granted, I've also bought. Like I bought the at Revered. There's a porcupine and a toy, so that's like 7,500 and 2,000. But I mean, whatever. Yeah, and some of these guys, like that dude just gave me 300 by himself, and then the two before combined was like 300. So they're probably right. I'll probably hit Exalted with like 110,000 coins or something. I have nothing to do with those extra 10,000. So I'm basically just killing time right now until the furnace guy calls me. I need to fix my add-ons at some point too. Furnace is making a whining noise, like the bearing's bad, and I don't feel like dealing with it. So they're supposed to come. They're supposed to be here this morning. They haven't even called yet. Whatever. I'm sure they'll get here exactly. Plumbers and HVAC guys and basically anything for home repair. I think that just gives you cloth. They're like wizards. They arrive. They're never late or early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. All right. So now we're gonna go back to the temple, and we're gonna see that like two things have respawned, and then I'm gonna give a heavy sigh as we wait. Also, I realized, I did forget to put my battle standard down, so I'll go plop that in the middle of the room, and we'll see if it despawns. It's really, I feel like, it's just super ridiculous. It has a 15-minute cooldown. Like why? Like, so you can't just. I guess because if you could drop it constantly, it would be a near constant 15% rep boost, or experience boost. But like also, okay, like who cares? That's fine, right? I think that's fine. There it is. So 100 yards is not that far. So now these guys are even just 30, which is, oh my god, so much better. Woo! We are saving some time now, fam. Also, I'd appreciate not being judged on my super cringe language. I have kids, right? So I know what's hip. I should call this stream like middle-aged dad with kids streaming or something. That's what my channel should be. So see, I'm already out of range of the standard, and the standard's despawned. So that thing is damn near useless. If you're in, I guess, unless you're in an area where you can kill a thing and then it'll immediately respawn. I don't know. How absolutely ridiculous. You can get other standards. I think there's one that gives 5% and one that gives 10%. So you could kind of chain them that way, but like, ice is bad. Did Ordos just spawn or just die? Some kill? No, spawn. Pew! There's really some really great gameplay here. Just run around one-shotting things for a so a bar can go up. It's gross. I'll probably stream some Hearthstone later, some actual gameplay other than me just talking about WoW and furnaces. WoW and furnace talk. I used to think my buddies and I, if we ever had a podcast, trying to think what one friend said he'd want to call it. Cables, video games, and VCRs. Because we used to get in some weird conversations. And I like that name. Because, I mean, one, VCRs, like, symbolizes the past, right? And then cables can just be, like, any techie thing. And then video games. So, you know how it works out. Alright. And, ooh, not collected. I gotta get that. Here. Don't want those. Give me that. Go away. Hell yeah, let's take a look at those. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Look at that. That's cool, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I should change my cape. It doesn't really go with the old war set at all. I don't know why that's not the cape I should have with this. I don't know why it's there. Whatever. This set looks so ridiculous on a panda. Like, very scary panda, ninja, assassin man. So ridiculous. So, look. Okay, so this guy's here. Great. So, I cleared out the temple. I'm over here now to do the next loop, and there's nothing here. So they're kind of respawning as I'm walking by, which is good, because at least they're respawning and I don't have to just sit there. Okay. And there's nothing on the east side. There's like 2 mobs here, and that's it. I can't. There might be some grindable ones over here. I can't remember. Some people say that you should just do here and the Blazing Way and go back and forth because the respawns are higher, which is probably true. But I'm not gonna grind on mobs that get 5 to 10 rep each. I'm gonna grind on 20, 25 rep each because that's so much better. Like, duh. I don't know why those 2 popped. It's weird. Normally, I was doing this like 4 or 5 months ago is when I really started to go hard on the reps, and I'd come up here and there were always people fucking grinding up here just constantly. And I started this back up again probably about 3 days ago. And in those 3 days, I haven't seen anyone. I saw that guy that was here today, that I think is a warrior, who I invited, and then he just took off. And then yesterday there was like a Night Elf priest or something and I'm on war mode, so I probably would have got wrecked because I'm only 403 item level on. No, that's not right. I'm like 420, I think. Something's not equipped right, but whatever. It's still like people that have been playing and raiding are probably closer to 440, 450, especially if they're doing mythic pluses. But we ignored each other. They ran up. Actually, it was 100 now that I think about it, but whatever. Still Night Elf. They're all Night Elves, right? Killed Ordos and just left. So, I mean, it's kind of nice that I've had the place to myself and no one's screwing with me. And then after this rep, I've got some real painful ones to do, like Tolbarad from I guess that's kata. I have to do. That's the one rep you can't buy rep tokens with in time walking, which is just, I think, ridiculous. But whatever. This game is nothing if not a bunch of ridiculous design decisions. And then I've got the vanilla ones. I've got are all PvP ones and Bilgewater, which I'm going to ignore. I was trying to spam Comp Stomp when it was here for Basin for Defiler's rep, but like, it was still doing the thing where you couldn't leave. You had to leave have a script to leave, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And then they redid it, but then I didn't play WoW like that whole week, so it didn't matter. Also, it would have been like probably 30 hours or something straight of playing Arathi Basin, which I could barely do in vanilla, so I certainly can't do now. And then Burning Crusade, I've got some, and like the thing about Burning Crusade is a lot of them are you can get the reps just through dungeon grinding, which is great, but there are some dungeons in Burning Crusade, and I don't know why they did this. Hell yeah, got my Blizzard Stone. We can get rid of those. Oh, it only has 50 charges. It's not a toy. Well, that's ridiculous. At least it's got 50 charges, and it just stays there, doesn't follow me. Does it? Is this the unnatural snowstorm? There's like, what is happening here? Is that it? That's stupid. Also, that should be a toy. So there's a couple TBC dungeons that don't have an easy way out. Like some of them, so like in Hellfire Ramparts, right? Like you go, you kill the last boss, and then if you turn around, there's a little ledge you can jump off of that puts you right in front of the opening of the dungeon, the entrance of the dungeon. So it's really easy to grind a bunch there. Problem is, if you're trying to do like Thrallmar rep, it stops giving rep for Thrallmar after, I think, Honored, and then you kind of just have to do, what do you call it? Halls, I think. I can't. Wrong button. Yeah, Shattered Halls. So that's what I did. I did Shattered Halls a ton on my Shaman, and like you clear it out, and like Shattered Halls is a fairly long dungeon, and so you clear the whole thing out. You get to the end. There's no like lava pit you can throw yourself into or anything. You just have to run all the way back, and it really sucked. I had Thrallmar at Revered, and so it only takes, I think you get like 3,000-ish rep a run. So that's 7 runs, probably closer to 9 or 10, honestly. But I didn't finish that rep for months because I would go do like a run of it and be like, oh, I don't want to touch this place for a while. So you've got some dungeons like that. That was the thing with Kata. Grinding all the Kata reps is super easy. You throw the Faction Tabard on, you can go do normal. Man, I'm blanking on dungeon names. Grim Batol. And it gives like 2,000 rep, which, was fine. And it's fast. All the enemies are super grouped up. And then we get to the end. We get to the end and fight the last boss. There's 2 lava pits on either side, and you just fling yourself in that lava pit. And you just res, and you're at the beginning of the dungeon, then you walk out, reset. Easy day. People are like, oh, repair costs. Like, repair costs, who cares? So I'm for dungeons like that, just because they make grinding this crap easier. So I think I've got, for TBC, I've got like the Consortium, a couple others. For all the things Blizzard just changed with Rep as far as it being account wide, kind of, at least for that achievement. So there's an achievement here, super ridiculous, right? You go, it might be under class. Diplomat. Here it is, Argent Champion. So you need Argent Dawn and Argent Crusade, Rapid Exalted. Okay, no big deal. So I figure my DK has Crusade already totally done from Wrath. My Shaman has Argent Dawn, it revered from Classic. So I just finish it up on my Shaman, and the achievement will pop because it's there for, the game knows I have. Hey, look at that. Knows that I have the the Wrath one done. So then it should see both, but it's not an account-wide achievement. It's not looking account-wide. So I got revered or exalted on the one in Classic on my Shaman, and sure, we'll just use that. Screw it. And then I had to go into a bunch of Wrath dungeons to get exalted to get that stupid achievement. I mean, I didn't have to, but I mean, I don't have to do any of this. I just do it because good lord, I wish I knew why. Sunk cost fallacy probably is why I still play this, because I've been playing WoW for 15 years, I guess, or 14 years, whatever. Yeah, 15 years. That's its anniversary. Since it came out, it was so funny. I remember I worked at Office Max at the time, and I was talking to my buddy, and we were talking about it. We were into Warcraft and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, man, paying $15 a month though for a game, that seems ridiculous. But I've been doing it for almost the entirety of 15 years. I wasn't even gonna buy the game, but my buddy he was like, oh, I'm gonna buy WoW, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll. And it was the night it released. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll head to Target and see if they have any copies, and they did. They had not only did they have copies, they had collector's edition copies, which is cool because that locked me to buying every collector's edition because that's how I am. And then since then, I've been playing almost the entire time, so that's probably why I'm still doing this. I mean, I played Final Fantasy 14 for a while. I liked it, but the time investment required to get to current content kind of I wasn't super cool with, and also, again, I was always thinking like, oh, I got all this stuff in WoW. It's gonna be real bad when they take this game offline. I'm gonna be like, man, look at all this time I wasted. Hell yeah. I don't need that. I need this. Oof. Look at that, high res. Okay. So yeah, not looking forward to that. It won't even be that we can't play it. Like, this game's a lot like comfort food. Like, if I don't feel like starting a new game, or if I want to take a break from a new game and I just want to play something, I just want to kind of mindlessly run around, this is a good game for it, and I can work on reps or mounts or whatever, and it's not a big deal. But yeah, and that's why it'll be, crappy once it gets taken offline. Not because I'll necessarily miss playing it so much. I mean, there's been plenty of times when I stopped playing it. Took huge breaks. Like when TBC came out, I played for like a month and got a Blood Elf Paladin. So I'm like, oh yeah, cool, Paladins are new. I'm gonna make a Paladin because I played Horde. So, and I played it. I got it to I think I got it up to 60. So I got up to TBC content, and I was just so burned out because I had done it, pretty quickly, that I just put the game down. Didn't come back to it for, I don't know, like 6 months. Came back, leveled up my Shaman, rated a lot of Kara, liked Kara a lot. And then I got kind of sick of running Karazhan, and that's all we ever did, so stopped playing again. And then I was in the military at the time, and I was going over to a school away from my family where I was going to be for 6 months. So I'm like, I need something to do. And my buddy's like, oh, Wrath of the Lich King came out. It was pretty cool. So then I rolled a Death Knight and I played all of Wrath, actually. And except for the very beginning. I want to say I don't think Old War was out when I started to play Wrath. I think it came out pretty quickly though. And then I played Kata for like Kata really screwed me up. Leveled my DK, and then immediately after that I went to level my Shaman, and I leveled him all the way up to he was at the Wrath cap, so he was at level 80, and I went 80 to 85 entirely through archaeology because I wanted you could get Zinroke, but a like a level 90 or 85 version of it, and I wanted that for my DK. So get rid of that. So I'm like, well, if I just do a bunch of archaeology, I will clearly get this thing. And I leveled him from 80 to 85 with archaeology. And do you think I got it? I still don't have it to this day. Yeah, especially because I got the original Zinroke, so I have the transmog appearance. The only reason I wanted it was because it was a great starter two-hander. And that really, leveling up completely through archaeology really burned me out. Plus, I forgot I got one of those earlier. Plus, I was also leveling a hunter at the time, an undead hunter, and a troll druid. It was bad. And also so I did try, the end game, Kata a little bit. Well, end game, preparing for end game. Basically, I did heroics and like they were painful. So people can argue that it's because everyone's bad at the game or whatever, or everyone was used to Wrath easy modes, but like they weren't fun. I've never been a big like, oh yeah, let's dungeon crawl, being here for 3 hours. I was in classic because I wasn't married. Like I was in my early 20s. I had tons of time to just like, yeah, let's go down this dungeon and hang out here. Now it's like, I like to raid with my friends, and I want to get, the stuff that lets me do that. So I don't want to hang out in a dungeon and try to figure out boss strats and stuff necessarily. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. So those kind of heroics are really, really painful. And that plus all the leveling I did, just put the game down and didn't come back until basically right before Throne of Thunder came out in Mists of Pandaria. I was just at Best Buy and I saw Mists of Pandaria Collector's Edition on clearance for like $20, and I had every other Collector's Edition at that point except for Wrath, which I've gone back and gotten. I don't have the pet for it, but I've got the physical stuff. I'm like, yeah, all right, sure, I'll buy it. And then I forgot that they didn't come with game time. I thought all the expansions came with the month of game time. So then I was like, oh man. But I was working third shift, so I leveled this guy up and played the rest of Mop. Super excited for Warlords. Played a little bit of Warlords. I actually liked just having a garrison, basically just logging on, doing my garrison stuff, raiding, and logging off. I enjoyed that a great deal. So, I get it. If you're the kind of person that wants a lot of stuff to do, a lot of content, it was pretty sparse. But if you're the kind of person that, especially at that point, like that's when I started to actual adult, so my time was limited, and plus there's other games to play, So I don't just want to play WoW, and that's it. So stopped playing WoD, and then Legion came out and it looked awesome. So I played all of Legion, met a bunch of weirdos, still played with those guys, and then PFA we all fell off. We raided, we were doing Heroic Cahoon, and then we all kind of stopped playing, and then Battle came out, and some of us came back. So basically, we came back for the raids, kinda. Some of us came back for Mechagon and Nejatar. Then we did Eternal Palace, and then we all kind of just fell off again. So here's a rare spawn, which is cool because watch this. I'm gonna get so much rep. Oh my god, Kapawi, and get wrecked, my dude. Look, 75. Holy catfish. So hopefully, Shadowlands is more like Legion, basically. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have 100,000. Holy cow! That's 7,500. My fear is that the furnace guy is not going to come till the afternoon, and I'm going to grind up the entirety of my exalted rep bar here, or revered to exalted. It's alright though, it's all good. Streaming, so it's going by fast. I'm not paying attention to my rep bar, I'm just trying to think. How much WoW did I play? So yeah, there's things I'm excited about for Shadowlands for sure. The zones look cool. The covens I think are a neat idea. The story I'm not super duper keen on. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I like the basic idea of it, but I'm gonna have to see what the individual zone stories are like. Um, Hopefully the jailer's cool. I saw the leaked art of him, and he looks just like an old. He looks like Ice King from Adventure Time, but um, more obviously more of a serious design. But so that doesn't fill me with a bunch of. I'm not like super amped for that. I am hopeful for that roguelike tower thing that they're putting in. You know, they compared it to the Mage Tower, just like they compared the thing coming in at 8.3 to the Mage Tower. My worry is that they're not going to hit on that. Like, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty easy thing to do if you're Blizzard. You made the Mage Tower like when the Mage Tower came out. Now, granted, I had a lot of max level characters because it was super easy to level in Legion. Like I got them the pre-launch event for Legion. I leveled almost every one of my characters up to 100, and then I got them to 110 through the Legion invasions that happened in I think the second patch of Legion. But you know, I would just log when it was an invasion. I would log on all my ults, do the invasion, then we get them all level. I just did that 10 times. You know, it didn't really take that long, and especially didn't feel like it took that long. So I had all these characters at max level. When the Mage Tower came out, and I was like, yeah, you know, I like a lot of these things. Let me get them. So it was really fun gearing for the Mage Towers. Um, I got on this guy. I got Windwalker weapon because that was super easy, and the one I'm actually glad I got was the Brewmaster one. I got all the tank ones actually, except for Warrior, which I kind of regret a little bit. I don't know. I regret not getting the Mistweaver staff for this guy because I do enjoy playing Mistweaver a lot. But at the time, I was maining my Druid, and my Druid I got all four of the artifact appearances for, and I just really hated the healing scenario. It was really I maybe I was just bad at it. I don't know. Like that's super could totally be the reason, but I just did not like it. Like the tank one never really annoyed me as much as that, and the tank one was arguably probably harder. It was just you know I've been tanking basically since Wrath. I've been main tanking, so like it you know it's whatever, and I've been healing kind of off and on. And when I heal, I do mostly like a passable job. I'm not normally topping meters unless I'm revive sniping or something. But maybe that's it. I don't know. Also, it's hard to design an encounter around healing. That's also, funnily enough, funnily it's a thing. Let's see. So for proving grounds, I've got. I'm trying to think where the actual proving. Oh, okay, right there. There, look at that. I have all of them, except for proving yourself endless healer. I didn't even get to wave 10. I tried it. I got to like wave 6, and I'm just like, nah, I'm done. So I've got proven defender and proven assailant, but don't have proven, you know, whatever this one is, proven healer, whatever, proven medic man. So yeah, maybe I'm just not super great at healing. And then yeah, I got on my hunter. I got I got his Beastmaster one, and marks. I got both of them. I didn't get the spear because I was like, well, I'm never going to play survival. But again, I probably should have got the spear. Everyone said it was easy. I just didn't care to. What else did I get? My shaman, I got the elemental one. My DK, I got the tank one, and unholy. My mage, I actually didn't get any on. But the only thing I really cared to get on my mage was the sheep staff, which I got. So, I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting. Oh, my demon hunter, I got both of them, vengeance and havoc. Oh, my paladin. My paladin, I got the retribution one, and I got the tank one. So it's a flail, and that's awesome. And I wish there were more flails in the game. That one clips all over the place, though, which is kind of annoying. I get it. It's a flail, but like, also, I don't know, make it not clip. So that was fun to gear up and do those, but like without, like the weapon thing, it was a prestigious thing. So I don't know what you do. Do you do like weapon tints? Do you do like shoulder effects? Because obviously you're not going to do transmog, or I guess you could. I don't know. And I hope they do it right. So I hope that's really good. I'm glad legendaries are coming back in the form of the same way they were in Legion, because I thought that was a good way to do legendaries other than the random drop chance. By the time at the end of the expansion, when they were doing the not the Titan Residium, but the whatever the damn thing was. Oh no. Oh. Oops. It's when I was like, who's this? Wrong. What am I looking for? Hitting every button but the one I want to. And they put in Awakening Essences. That's the correct way to do that system. That's how it should have been from the very beginning. Because, I got super screwed on Legendary. Lots of people did, right? But I was definitely always the guy who had the real bad Legendaries, for really every. I guess my healing spec I had decent legendaries for. My tank spec I got best in slot legendaries. Like I remember, like a week before they were changing how they worked. It was the Salzabims or whatever chess piece. It let you the cooldown of Breath of Fire got reduced or something every time you kick smash, something like that. But then they were changing the damage, the DR on Breath of Fire, so it wasn't as good. It was good for DPS. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it's cool. Legendaries, like it. So I'm about halfway. Yeah, I'm about halfway. Well, let's see. I started with like 2,700, so we'll call it 3,000. So I've gotten 6,000, and I've been streaming for a half, and well, like 40 minutes actually. So I think I'm gonna jump off this and start. And start streaming some Hearthstone in a minute, because maybe we'll get to 10,000. Maybe we'll get halfway. Just doing this in one session is just. Ugh. It's not a thing I would wish on anyone. Yeah, really. So honestly, and this was a rep grind I was really dreading, because it's just kill mobs. There's nothing else. And like, well, arguably though, it's not a bad thing, because then you can kind of do it at your own pace. You don't have to wait on dailies. There's no travel time. So I guess it's good. In conclusion, rep grinds are a land of contrast. But I was really just because like it's a low amount. You have to kill a shit ton of these guys, but it hasn't been that bad. And I've broken it up. Like the first time I came here, I went from neutral to friendly. And then the second time I got halfway through friendly, roughly. And then, oh shit, see, there's another guy here now. Son of a bitch. See, but what's he? So I never know what they're doing. Because, like, okay, so I guess he's not grinding the rep. So he just went for funsies over there? I don't know. Or maybe he's grinding the rep and he can't go inside. Because you can get over here if you don't have the cloak, but you can't go inside, I think, is the conceit. Hmm. And then, when I got to Honored, it took me 2 or 3 times to get through Honored. And here I am now at Revered, and I stopped at 2,700 or whatever. Now I'm at 9,500, so I'll stop at about halfway through. So it hasn't been that awful. You listen to podcasts, you have something on this. If I didn't have a second or third monitor, it would be real bad, but I do, so that doesn't matter. And then I guess I can so you can go do the challenge. There's a scroll you can buy for 500 timeless coins. You use it right here, and then a rare spawns, and then a bunch of mobs. It's like 500 or 500-ish rep. I can't remember the amount of rep you get based on the mobs. I think it's around 500. But the problem with doing that is if someone just did it, there's a timer. I think it's like a 10-minute timer, so you don't know if you're waiting. How long are you going to be sitting there waiting for it to pop? People can come and ninja your shit. Sometimes people will walk by, people that have no idea what you're doing. They're like, oh, hey, what's going on? These guys look cool. And they start just popping mobs. And you're like, oh, cool. We just stole half my rep. So. Wait, do I have those knuckles? I do have those knuckles. Great. Another damn blizzard stone. There's all these extra items are let's see, probably collection. Collections are quite no. It's exploration is generally what they do. Pandaria. Let's see. How do I not have that? Weird. There's a achievement somewhere that's you have to get all of the Stormbreaker. I should do that. You have to get all the droppable unique items from the whole island. I thought about doing that, and then very quickly decided, nope, don't want to do that. There's some things I won't do. I've thought about all the time. I think about doing Lore Master, because all I need is Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, and I want to say Kalimdor, it's only a couple zones. I also need Outland, but like Outland is like 2 chapters in Netherstorm and oh boy, Blade's Edge, and then like the entirety of Shadowmoon Valley or whatever the hell it's called. So, but yeah, like EK, I have to do almost every zone. But I was thinking about doing it, and maybe I'll get it done. But the problem is, like, when I'm in these lull periods like this, like, I would even call this a waiting for the next expansion lull period. Like, I'll still probably raid Neolatha. So whatever. But the problem is, like, this is generally so. Like, I'm also leveling all my characters because we've got the AV event. So there's only a couple more I need to level, like my Warlock, Mage, Warrior. That's it. And then, I mean, I've got 2 boosts, and I don't have a Rogue at cap or a Mage. So, I'll probably just use those boosts on a Warrior and a Mage, or a Warrior. Warrior. I've got those both wrong. Rogue and a Priest. Right? Volpera of 1 and a Yeah, who the hell knows what the other one will be, but so then I'll have everything at cap for no reason. The reason I give is always like, well, if they do a mage tower thing again, or if they make monks real bad, but uh, given how brewmaster works, how stagger works, you can't ever make it like really bad. Like it can they can tune it so it's shittier than it is, but by lowering stagger amounts and stuff. But um, keeping the general way stagger works, you'll always be you know a tank that takes consistent damage. It won't be spiky. You'll be easy to heal. So I can't imagine them screwing up Brewmaster to the point where I just give up my monk completely. Because like I've never liked. What the hell was that? Huh. 20 charges? I can't see. This is my problem. Is like, well, hey, maybe I could use. What if I get ganked or something? But so I've never really liked Windwalker DPS. And Mistweaver, I have liked and I haven't liked. I never played it. The first time I played Mistweaver was actually like Legion, really, because I'd just been tanking and DPSing before that. I just never needed to play it. So I don't know how it played its original incarnation. Um, so I have to go off of his Legion and BFA. And in Legion, I thought it was fine in the first raid tier, but they very quickly fell off from a throughput standpoint. And Revival always ends up being an awful, awful raid cooldown because it's balanced. Its healing is balanced off of how much. It's balanced off the fact that it's also a dispel, right? So there's not a lot of fights that's useful on the dispel portion of it. So Trank just ends up blowing it out of the water. Yeah, so you start feeling less good about your healing choices, but uh, in BFA, they're a better healer. I like them better, so it's fine. If they would fix druid tanks, I guess I don't want to say fix. I understand the way Blizzard's design philosophy here. Like druid tanks, you've got a tank that like you can play well by basically not pushing any buttons. Like you swipe, you thrash, you maul, you use Iron Fur. If you take a big hit, use survival. If you're gonna take a big hit, use survival instincts. Or I always get them mixed up. There's survival instincts. There's one that restores your health. There's one that reduces damage you're about to take. So those are your two cooldowns, and that's pretty much it. So I get it. It's good to have a tank that lacks complexity. I just wish it wasn't a druid, because druid tanking is super super boring. Like some can argue that it's good. I can worry about mechanics. I'm like yeah, but like no tank I feel like is complicated enough that I'm like screwing up with like even like Brewmaster is fun because it's really just you can do a good rhythm of iron skinning, and purifying is an actual choice. Although when when we were doing the first raid with Cahoon or something that came out, I think it was on Peaks of Serenity, where they had logs of a dude that never purified a single time, and then someone who did like basically optimal purification. Um, and the optimal guy took like 3% less damage or something total. So it's like that kind of sucks because the implication being that turns out there's no complexity. You just use Iron Skin to keep active mitigation up, and that's it. So I like their kit otherwise, but the warriors, I don't even know what you do with the warriors. I mean, like I haven't tried to tank on a warrior really ever. So even though that warrior I level is prot, it's like I don't know. You ignore pain sometimes. You just use shield things. And the paladins pretty easy to tank with too. I mean, the only one I really have problems with, other than warrior, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, is demon hunter. Like vengeance just seems super squishy. It just seems like you don't have the right tools to deal with what's going on uh, all the time, which is really kind of unfortunate. Also, I hate that they don't have Fell Rush. You know, like Havoc has it and Vengeance has their stupid slam thing. Like it's basically like leap. I hate that they don't have Fell Rush. I feel like, you know, people always clamor for rogue evasion tanks. I feel like if they were going to make an evasion tank, Demon Hunter would have been the time to do it. You know, um, yeah, I feel like I always get iffy when your active mitigation has charges and not a lot of them. So when your active mitigation is demon spikes or whatever, and you've only got 2 charges of it, I don't know, it feels bad. I tanked a lot in Legion on him when I was in between. I've shelved the monk and then did the demon hunter and then did the druid and then went back and forth kind of. But um, so I tanked a bunch of Tomb of Sargeras on him, and it was like, I don't know, I didn't like it. Some people might. So I guess I just wish the druid had some kind of complexity. Or hey, level 109. Mhm. Also, I wish Feral would stop sucking, seemingly sucking every single expansion. I really like Feral. I don't know. Not sure why. I'm not a big rogue guy, but I like the idea behind Boomkin a lot. I don't know. I mean, I've never really played it except for this expansion, and like all the druid specs seem actually like kind of there's less going on than there should be, except for Resto. I don't like healing on my druid at all. I'm not a big fan of hots. You know, I don't like. It's fine. I'll do it, but it's not the best. So I'm over halfway. So I'll clear this out and then go turn in my quest for another 250. So it'll be 285 or 286 or whatever, and then call it good for today. Probably finish this up. Won't have time to finish this up tomorrow. I'm going to a football game tomorrow, so probably won't stream at all. So I guess I'll finish this up sometime during the week. And it might not be in one. So this is, let's see, I was streaming for 52 minutes. So 52 minutes, I got 8,000. So it'll probably be 2 more half-an-hour sessions, I think. And I'm fine with that. Oh no, more things are respawning. I guess I can stop looting these guys too. Like, there's really no reason to at this point. I have enough timeless coins to buy the mounts, and I've got everything else. So stop. Let's see, we'll put our banner down so we get a total of. I've probably gotten a total from the banner. You know, tens of extra rep. Alright, so it's still there. There it goes. Just despawns. I would like it way more if it didn't despawn. if it just was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm just gonna hang out here, and then when I came back over there, it was because then you could put you could layer this area in such a way that you'd always be covered by one of them. Also, I never used to really get butthurt about racials, but what the fuck, man? Like, I've got 85 exalted reps, and to if you extrapolate out in amount of time, Sorry about that. We're back. That's my wife. She was took the kids out, and yeah, I forget what I was talking about before we were so rudely interrupted. But here we go. So I have to find the ones that I have in my inventory, or else it's gonna be. You don't have any room here. I would like to sell things, and I'll go through my inventory. I have to at some point. I'm never gonna open that. So that one I might. And then I guess we can see what's in here. Wow. Bandages. I feel like that's mostly worthless, and I should probably just sell the stack. Which is what I'll do, whatever. Who cares? Okay, Mr. Xiaohao Emperor. Great. So we're at so basically in an hour, I got 10,000 rep. So I got about an hour left of grinding this. I might try to finish tonight. But for right now, I think I'm gonna go grab something to eat and then come back and probably stream some Hearthstone.